Discover cowrie shell divination, ancient wisdom at your fingertips. You set the shells, I decode your answers, love, career, and more. We've got the guidance you seek. Tap into shamanic roots, uncover your inner energy, chase your dreams. Learn from the wisdom of tribal mystics, bridging the gap to your potential. Supercharge your experience with us. Book now at tanyad.tv for self-discovery, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Inshallah and Ashe. As always, divine wills, blessings to you on this mystical, magical Monday, as always. My name is Tanya D. I'm your go-to holistic shaman medium, otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. And welcome to my virtual medicine room. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do heartfelt hit the white rabbit so you get notified here on YouTube when I do go live or when I update my show channel. And also, my Musing with Tanya D podcast is also now on YouTube or on my website as well. We're just about choreographing or mapping out the elementals, the realm of spirit, to bring to you the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us. So gratitude again and paying it forward for me. I love that. We have really excelled beyond divine spiritual connection, mapping out our design numerology angel numbers. So again, if you have yet to subscribe, please do. It really does help with that algorithm, but you probably already know that. And we are in the season of balancing our sound harmonic, seed sounds radiating through our throat center. They carry different octaves through each of our energy centers. But before I dive in any further, how was the full moon? A luminous, Illuminati, I guess, vibrant. I sleep outside and she was magical. I just want to say that. Sometimes we get a full moon hangover, rituals and whatnot. My Libra Sacred Spirit Circle meditation, if you've tuned into that. Some affirming tunes as well. But with our throat center opening up and being online, I find that we revise or revisit these channels, these equilibriums, if you will, during different seasons of our life, through seasons of the year, and just cycling through nature, so on and so forth. And our throat center actually activates, it percolates during the ages of 6.5 to 8.5. So kind of go back into that moment of your life. And were you speaking? Were you able to speak your truth, your spiritual truth, use your voice, or were you shut down? And again, I said this last week, just really reflecting on that between those ages, 6.5 and 8.5, like what was happening for you? Like what were you hearing versus what you were seeing? Were they in alignment? So really revisiting and going into those memoirs and explore your voice. Like, were you being heard, right? Or were you hearing spirit or listening to your inside voice? It's automatic writing. It's speaking in light language, channeling, speaking in tongues, etc. Just comment what was happening for you as you kind of reflect. I'd love to hear. But the in-body centers kind of get reactivated or recycled through during the out-of-body energy centers in an activation, if you will. And the out-of-body centers, they're like a 7-year activation code. So for me, I have an energetic twist. My plot is thickening, initiating of great change. Actually, spiritual acumen is being activated. So check into what was stirring for you in your cosmic soup. Was it spiritual truths, using your voice? The throat is all about communication, sharing our needs with others and ourselves. And Libra season, the season of the rooster, and by the end of the week and into the weekend, we're going to move into the dog, the loyal Libra dog. And that's really about love. You know, think of your dogs. They're very unconditional, loving. So are children, really. But just going through the season of how we relate, relationships to ourselves, to the world around us, the rooster. You may be feeling a squelch off after the full moon. Honestly, just weaving the threads, loving the threads that you are, weaving the fabric of your destiny. Maybe you're in stitching somewhere and restitching somewhere else, you know, fabric, stitching. As always, this is the best season to tone, chant, sing, beautify, balancing our space, our environment, ourselves, etc. So transformation is really upon us. And we are in a year of change and transformation and shifting. And I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we do need an otherworldly life coach to assist us through these energetic hiccups, myself included, by the way, to really get us out of our own magical own way, knowing that we are not crazy, that we are just aligned in tune. The Daily Snippet, my weekly show, if you are new to my channel, my show, I muse about the cosmic insights, the planetary actions, the elements of the galaxy doing their cosmic streaming. By design, I generally follow the lunar energies, the moon, through just the seasons and also the gates, very mapping that out. I believe we all have intuitive gifts, so if you're feeling the call to really navigate yours or utilize yours, stream into them, take my Change Your Stars quiz. It's super fun. Besides, you can find out your intuitive gift order, psychic ability. So that's up there. And four pillars of destiny, the elementals of the day, the pathways. And as a reflector, I'm asking myself, I'm very hyper aware of people, places, environments, things, situations. So it's like, is this the right place, the right time with the right people? Or am I in the right place, right time with the place, people, etc.? And also, what am I seeing that nobody else can see or sense or hear? And what's the movement I'm creating within all of this initiation, if you will, or the solution that I'm creating within the movement as well? And is it moving? If you're curious how you too can use the elementals off grid or on this grid, you can still activate your Rising of the Origins portal. I left that up this year to inspire a perspective that you may not have seen within the elementals. And really the key is honestly trusting our intuition, our psychic abilities. That's why I created Change Your Stars, that quiz. So go ahead and activate that if you're curious about yours. Some of them might just be otherworldly. They could be the out-of-body energetic centers. They do light upon a different stage energetically and just really cleansing our auric field. I'm doing that a lot lately, just going through and buffing it up. I also work with the etheric body, more so the etheric highway. And I do journal with the moon. I find that very reflective. But we're in the season of Libra, and I sense and I also feel really that sound healing takes on a new stance, a new octave during Libra season, if you will. So it's about healing with sound and frequencies even. I'm really mapping out this fantastic thing in the Witcher's Way to Manifestation, by the way. I just worked on that all weekend. But it's the cycles of time and mapping out and weaving these threads as we're activating our relationship to ourselves and taking that out upon the stage of life into our day-to-day world and into, I would even say, mapping it into our future selves between the harvest and the birthing of spring, just depending on where we are on planet Earth navigating at this time. So transformation is the energy of the year. Also, as a side note, we're in the year of a 3. 3 is nature. It's the eastern wing, if you will. It's where wealth comes in, believe it or not. And we're in what's called a period 8, but we're also heading into what's called or known as a period 9. These are 20-year cycles. So you actually may be feeling the fires of the element of fire of period 9. It's actually purple, a deep purple, you know, that a fire gets. But these periods last for 20 years, and we're tidying up period 8. That started in 2000, so kind of go into your energetic memoirs, if you will. And remember that young Earth is a mountain, and we do go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. And 8 is a magical number. It's mystical. It's going into the mystic as well. So I don't know about you, but are you feeling the activation of the full moon? I don't know if I said that already, but just kind of doing a moon check-in. The Aries full moon kind of brought in the feeling for the day that we're kind of initiating today, if you will. So you might be feeling that threading, those streams, by design, just reflecting. So what are you reflecting to yourself? Are you self-supporting, self-loving, self-valuing, your own personal best friend, connecting to your higher self, your energy body? Like, who are you to you, boo? Are you believing in yourself? Oh my goddess, belief. Self-belief is huge. And do you have an otherworldly off-grid community that you go to? Like the spirit world, the ancestors, petitioning, source, the divine, whatever you want to call it. And really taking an Om moment, like to chant. You could even activate your throat center wherever you're feeling like you need a little buff and fluff to really reflect in those areas. an arena of your life that you are being kind of realigned to really be a better partner to yourself in that corridor, the universe will be in kind and kind of show you where you might be off on the ticket. Mine's at the cusp of valuing myself and energetic boundaries. So I generally attract others that value me as well, as long as I value myself and I believe in those values. And the moon is in the season of the high tides of Taurus. So this is also accenting different areas. So really reflect like the moon, illuminate, like what are your emotions? What are they adding some flavor to? What's the feeling? What's the sensation? And if you can access your value, spirit value, inspirited value, it's a different frequency there. And are you able to really bring it into form, manifesting what you're producing? Like, what does that feel like? So this is the new year for Libras. I believe our new years start or begin to upload a new chapter of our design, our life story. During like 3 months before your birthday, it kind of starts the initiation, and then it pops over full force when you're in the season. So I would say for Libras, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, you're kind of uploading a new choreography, a new story, because this is your season. So this is your new year. And it probably began percolating like 3 months ago. You're probably feeling the sensation, the scribing and the scrubbing of your auric field, the energetic fields, even your chakras, your energy centers. I almost called them wheels. So you can really start like a freshie, getting a tune-up there, a new character or an original character. It's the base note. It's like when you start really taking care of your body. In this case, it would be your voice, your hearing sister, channeling, automatic writing, kind of being a spiritual conduit, using words with source. Got to source out the words, right? But it's a great day to initiate being a conductor of speaking to spirit. And I kind of see this kind of as an accordion, like an accordion of self-value, self-appreciation, self-love, and believing in oneself. I always like to initiate the pause, take a breath. It really is in the silence in the in-between. I've been having some fantastic visions, by the way. So with that, just a few announcements on the menu. If you haven't tuned into the Sacred Libra Circle, Spirit Circle, that is on the highway. I do them for each season. Be sure to subscribe and get that notification, hit the white rabbit. The Aries full moon, Libra-ating is what I'm calling that. It's aerating our relations, who I am or how am I relating to myself. It's a great moon meditation. Gratitude and thank you for taking my views into the infinite, by the way. I appreciate that. And as always, I do have a weekly episode on my podcast that comes out. Each week I have a new episode, a season, as I'm scrolling down to find it on this mystical, magical Monday. This is Roland Sarver, and it's celebrating your value, uncovering your gift project. Don't quote me on that, but fantastic. I find a lot of us do not value ourselves, and it actually radiates outside of ourselves. You can tune in on YouTube here or go to my website, tanyad.tv, and click on podcast. It's underneath my vault there. And I do offer cowrie shell divinations. You've seen that episode there. Cowrie shell is an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. It's just about connecting us to our magic, our medicine through ritual. I did update my resource page as well. So I really talk about ritual. A lot of people, ritual is similar to brushing your teeth, but it's a lot more. If you know what I'm talking about. But if your soul's at a crossroads, I do personal divinations at Crons Hollow, only on Thursdays, unless I'm filling in for somebody, noon to 4 p.m., limited slots. And I actually really want to give a shout out to the magical beings that joined me for Gift and Purpose at Crons Hollow on Saturday, Ashe and blessings. Super fantastic. Thanks for showing up, and it was way fun. And as far as divinations, I do them online as well. I offer them over Zoom, so there is that. I also have what's called the Energy Body Demystified. It's an offer I have for people that are new to energy healing. It does start with healing ourselves first. This is a foundation. I find it really is a beginner's journey, just self first, right? We got to put the oxygen mask on ourselves first before we can go out and change the stars of ourselves or others, which is the next foundational course after the energy body demystified. I like it's the spiritual walk of fame. I believe we're all on that. So it's really about being the star that we ultimately are. And then from there, I go into uncover secrets of the other world, which is another foundational, different than change your stars. I talk about the other world because I've been there from a near-death experience point of view. And they're all different. We all get initiated. I was 7, so that was really an initiation versus a course correction, which it kind of was going back to get the memo. Blessed by death is kind of how I see that. And voices of the other world, these are the beings of the other world that I so divinely connect to. So they do go together, of course. I do have the Shamanic Healing Academy. You've seen the wizards and the witches and the seers, reflectors, of course. So that's kind of for a little safe haven so we can work our medicine, be our magic. And I also, I don't know if you've seen it, The Witcher's Way to Manifestation. I'm doing a 21-day manifestation challenge. It's kind of like the break on through to get you into The Witcher's Way to Manifestation. That's been airing on my channel. And if you're new to my show, my channel, don't know who I am, I truly am a holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and a reflector. My name is Tanya D. You know that. I do work one-on-one with guests, and I also have those online offerings to guide you into deeper levels of inner peace and power. I really use the subtle energies, the elementals, elevating states of consciousness and awareness. And once you elevate to a state, it's fascinating to go back down to another state and really meeting people where they're at, just mapping out your own divine design, your gift and purpose. So it's fun for me. Might not be fun for you. However, on the elemental highway this week, this is part of our divine design. We've got a Yin Water Snake of a day today in the month of the Rooster. Very yin energy. This is all inward, which I find fascinating. Season of Libra, you know how this all plays out. But we do have yin water, and those are allies. We've got 2 waters, so we've got an ally kind of in the distant. But this is inner peace. Water is peace. It's reconciliation. It's clarity. It's being in the flow. This is yin water, so this is happening inside of us. It's also ancestral, connected to the bladder meridian as well. But being in the flow, being fed by the rooster. So we're having a very yin inner world energy of the day with that yang fire simmering the water. So the yang fire is reflecting upon the water and vice versa. So this would be like water of the fire. I am fire of the water in my biorhythm. So I connect with water to ground me as an elemental. You know that if you're in Rising of the Origins. But yang fire, the snake, simmering the water, warming it up, and also refining the rooster. Fire melts, right? But it's a good fire. It's not overly yin. Too much yin is not very good. So we do have yang earth. So it's going to the mountain, sharing our secrets to the mountain. Deep, something hidden. Yang metal is in storage. So we've got hidden elements, hidden secrets, resources like gems and jewels in storage. Metal is a conduit, right? We use a lot of metal for computers and cars and stuff like that, different forms of metal, gold, right? Gold is a metal. So we've got that in the mountain. And yin water is actually very intuitive, full of insights, curiosity, quest, questioning everything, getting in the inner flow, peace and reconciliation, forgiveness, surrendering. The snake, it's a water snake, right? So it's fire of the water, snake shed skin and transform. It's part of Scorpio kind of energy, snakes, scorpions, the phoenix, the rising of the phoenix. I would actually throw spiders in the narrative, just saying, weaving the web, the threads of a timeline. Fire, though, yang fire to yin water is wealth. Wealth from a partner, a colleague, getting funds from a bank, coming towards us. Simmering the water, it's warming us up. It's charismatic. So it's adding some charisma, some passion to our intuition, intuitive insights. Now, the resources we have with that yin metal, the rooster, those may be kind of controlling us in some way. It's kind of like rocks on the river, if you will. in that corridor, controlling us, guiding us, or rust in the waters, you know, too much of a good thing. But yin metal peaks in the fall, and water is in its birthing phase. So being birthed for winter, rain, or summer, it kind of depends where we are on the planet at the moment. A refined mentor, maybe doing documents. And the rabbit is what we do. So maybe we read some oracle messages, do a divination, use herbs, make incense, essential oils. Maybe we create through writing, authoring about intuition, herbalist kind of books, stuff like that. But you got to put them in the action. So the rabbit would be the action that yin water takes because it's the producing agent. But we're very limited on earth, the element of earth, yang fire is controlling that metal. It's warming the waters, being fed by the rabbit. See, we're getting in the flow. So nurturing our soul, water to the earth, nurturing foods, nurturing thoughts, nurturing our emotions, you know, having courage, self-esteem. This is all like what's kind of simmering in the pot. And Taurus into Gemini with the moon. So our thoughts are kind of going to take over here this week, our mind. But Libra, another air sign. So it's kind of catching our thoughts out on the airwaves, new thought-provoking beliefs, ideas percolating out onto the highways there. So kind of some fascinations are happening there. And then the messages, I went with my seer kind of, it's not a seer, it's kind of a spiritual, ethereal deck I love. And Shadowscapes, oh, you probably can't see that very fantastic on this Mystical Monday, but it's the Five of Pentacles. So that tells me our mind is definitely online. We're thinking about our values, things we do value, self-value, money, prosperity, abundance, materializing. I prefer to be optimistic, the wheels of time activating. I know this is otherworldly, but getting caught up in depressing thoughts or shortcomings sometimes, sadness. I do love this deck. It really is ethereal. It's kind of like spiritual feelings that get encapsulated with all the elemental realms, the air, the water, all the spirits, all the sprites, all the beings. But she's being encapsulated. If you can't tell, she's actually getting loved up by some ferns, which I do have ferns. Of course I do. I just checked on them. They're very happy, kind of taking root. That was my gift to myself. But this is like mental poverty. Ouch. Mental poverty. Ugh. Material challenges, feeling insecure or having gone through some difficult, challenging times. I think fives get a bad rap too, but is our mind. Just rejecting what our body needs. Maybe you're feeling the loss. Maybe you're being rejected. Maybe you feel like a failure, but we're going to flip the switch. It's otherworldly. That's why I'm saying that. So it's time to really connect to spirit, source, an ancestor, a spirit ally of this world or of another world. The struggle appears real, so I'm saying help from another is on the way. We got to ask for it though, right? So when an obstacle appears, just really flick it away today. Help is on the way in both the intangible and the tangible sources. So you may be lifting the fog about loneliness, kind of reminds me of Linus and Charlie Brown. So everything is not as we think or as it appears. So really taking advantage and having a blessing bowl, being grateful for what we already do have. And also, it's also wise to remember like how to ask for others for help. So we do have the ability to transform, changing our status, our stars. So that's kind of the frequency today. And it is raining here. So, you know, it kind of does feel gloomy, but I love the rain. It's got a fresh smell, especially sleeping outside, just saying. And then on Terrific Tuesday, we have the moon, which I love. Over the moon, also otherworldly. So what are your bountiful Taurus moving into Gemini moon? What is the moon? The mind is feeling something. It's expressing our emotions through words. An owl, it's got mushrooms. Mushrooms coming from the heaven. I don't know if you can see the mushrooms, but the sun has faded. The moon is emerging. I love the luminous moon coming over the big Utah Wasatch Front there. But magic mushrooms, the beings that are awake in the night, feeding the fae. This is the fairy queen. It reminds me of Maleficent. The wee folk are very active. They're excited because the fairy queens arrived at the cusp of the moon. So all the beings of the forest, the world of nature, the spirits and the sprites, the magic mushrooms, plant medicine, all the things, herbs. I'm thinking of leaves, fall leaves, dreams, delusions, believing in that hallucination, the imaginal realm, unstable waters, being tempted by the beings in the forest, maybe deviating us off our path. But the moon is the hidden way. It's the doorway that leads to the land of the invisible, the magical, the mysterious, the source, the blend of dark with the light. It's the yin and the yang, you know. It's through this space, this place, portals. I just saw some this morning. So there is a secret. There's a gift, a wishing well, a wishful tree for those who truly know how to accept it and receive it and open up. But it's also intuition, it's spiritual awareness, it's the imagination, the imaginal. There are also opposing forces, but otherworldly, I do feel the positivity of the moon, the night. I think the goddess of the night has a lot of mystery within her, illuminating things differently. So it's like following the light of the moon. Our intuition is truly highlighted. It's being aware of the dangers, the warnings, the omens, possibly a sign. Maybe you are straying off your path. Maybe you're wandering around an undefined goal. So it's about finding our way back to a clear path, to our gift and our purpose, and connecting with our natal moon, also with Neptune, which is home in Pisces right now. So that's intuition, the misty, magical, mystery, but it's also deception. So I sense it's the opposing forces where we are not illusion, like we are on our path. We are clear, heading towards our destination. It's like this fantastic energy that's happening for us. So I'm loving that. For tomorrow, Tuesday, we get the moon. And then on Wednesday, Wizardry Wednesday, I love this as well. Let me just scroll that down. We got the Hierophant, which is a 5. So our mind is really online, definitely this week, especially with the moon. So this is our solar plexus is being activated, cleansing the wills of the solar plexus. Our throat is channeling some energy there, kind of working in as a conduit between these two spaces. But the roots of the Hierophant, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a tree. This is a tree, a wise tree. They're penetrating, they're deep. They go deep into the ground. They are rooted. They're wrapping all this energy around in secret, tradition, maturity. It's like the wisdom, having faith in your ritual, the structure of a belief system. It's being clarified. It's the spirit. It's bringing light of wisdom into this world. Again, it's a wise old tree. It's a sage, a teacher. It's solving the mysteries and the magic of life. A high priest, a holder of the highest power, kind of like a wizard. Kind of funny. It's on this day, holding the staff. Can you see the staff? So there's a lot of wisdom, knowledge about faith, and also possibly religion. But it's the spirit of the tree of knowledge is what I see this as. Possibly the tree of life, but I'm going with the tree of knowledge because nature is innovation. It's writing, it's scribing as far as elementally. So maybe a wise sage appears on Wizardry Wednesday out of nowhere. Someone full of life experiences that really impact our life trajectory, our course of action, changing, making it more solid. So really slow down and listen. Sit on your hands if you're me. I would connect to a being of the tree, a tree being, a spirit, a tree spirit, an old wise tree. And it's the element of Taurus, stability, spiritual kind of support, that kind of earthy connection, bringing us values of spirituality and learning and wisdom. We may meet a mentor, a teacher, someone who kind of gives us life lessons, faith, raising our vibration, our awareness, faith awareness. It really does feel like a sage is coming our way, a wizard, a shaman, somebody mystical, magical, somebody with that inner knowing to give us guidance. Could be an angelic being. It could be a being from the other world, just saying. And then on Tantalizing Thursday, we have the sun, which I'm loving, and the snake. It's not really young fire sun, but it is kind of, Mowgli. That's what the snake reminds me of. But the sun shines upon everything that it touches. We know that, right? The horizon, the sunsets, and the sunrise. this is great. So we've had the moon, we have the sun, and we had the Hierophant. So I think that's fantastic. The sun, the rising sun in the season of Libra, in this case, the sun in Libra, illuminating, full of life, renewal, vitality, clarity in our visions, thoughts, actions, purpose in action. So it's full of this confidence, abundant energy, beauty, great health. I just love the messages this week. But the sun, love, vitality, life force, the symbol of divine power, maybe universal streaming through the goddess of the night or the morning or the sun. So this is bringing light, happiness, joy, the joy molecules, right? A forecast of great things are coming, just being on the right path, keep doing what we're doing. Success is definitely on the highway. And the sun, representing the sun, being like the sun, shine upon everything that you're doing, the light after the dark. It's really positive energy. It's a source of life and those potentials. It's just like an awakening that luck is on its way and bringing us the Joy Luck Club of happiness. It's positive energy spreading all around us and out into the world. So I'm loving that for Thursday, just saying. And then on Fantastic Friday, we've got the 10 of Cups, which I'm actually loving too. This is like the wishing well, emotions coming to fruition. You know, you have to add emotion to the arena, the adjective when we're manifesting. Like what's it going to feel like? And already feeling and trusting as if it's already arrived. We already have it. But this is a loving feeling, a trusting feeling, being embraced by our emotions, the lights emanating from their hearts under the water, right? Which is fascinating. So it's a feeling of serenity. It's also peace. We end the week with peace, happiness, success, achieving the success, support of our family tree, just enjoying life, being happy with where we're at, and just family, friends, feeling satiated, body and soul and spirit. So there's also a coupling, a partnering. I don't know if you can tell there is a couple in that message. They're embraced. It's kind of hard to see. But having a happy life, we are kind of in that. Even if you're single like myself, it's just having inner peace, being at peace. You know, my virtues are always peace, joy, happiness, integrity, and of course, love. Those are my go-tos. I'm always asking myself, is this bringing me inner peace? Am I having fun? Is there happiness? Is it integrity aligned? Integrity is a huge force for me. But just being in harmony with ourselves, the harmonics, a feeling that comes when we know that we truly do have all the things and we're kind of weaving our emotions. Oftentimes we become blinded by life, by the challenges of life, the forces of adversity, and we could feel as if we are drowning in deep water. It reminds me of the Pleasure Ladder. If you've tuned into that podcast with Braca, she's got a great book called The Pleasure Ladder. And when you listen to that podcast, you will start salivating. It's true. But this is the fullness of just feeling the fullness, the joy. I'm going to go with the joy molecules, the bubbles, emotions of happiness, feelings as if we are in heaven, knowing that we're not alone. So this is really going to be a fantastic week. I'm just saying that out loud. I'm paying it forward that way. It's going to be fantastic. And if I say so, then it is, right? And what else? So with the messages and the elementals, I would affirm that I am in harmony within my skin, loving the skin you're in. So with that, as always, ashe and blessings. I'll see you on the other side. Be sure to check out my resource pages. Let me know your thoughts. Initiating great change. I am on the highway. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Ashe, blessings. Maybe. Maybe blessings. Here I am. So this is a little snippet from Roland. And again, I'll see you on the other side.
I do. And I kind of, in light of that, I feel like that's why I love that audience, is because it's so easy to see other people's value, and like that scale, that value orientation tool. You know, sometimes when I'm talking to people in a room, I say, I'm a 10, you're a 10, you're a 10. Oh, there's a 6 right there. And you're a 10 and you're a 10. And I say that as a joke because we think, yeah, everybody else is going to be a 10. I believe that, no problem. But, you know, really, I can't be more than a 6. There's no way. I feel like that's what you're saying, is like the inner, when we look in ourself, it's very difficult to digest and believe that we could be a 10. That's why the book came about. That's why I'm drawn to that audience, is because you're a 10. That 6 was a joke. That was just a joke, just to illustrate that when we look inside.